Alright folks, hello, greetings, and welcome to this news update. I am the Ninjaneer. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. The topics for today are as follows. COP28 resolution. Aptera Adventures video. Flame this man! EV tax credits in Germany and the US, and the things that I liked. So, first, a bit of background. COP28 is a climate summit held for the countries of the world that have voiced their want to help end the climate change issue. In theory, they are to discuss actionable ways to reverse climate change and preserve life on Earth. In practice, let's just say the summit tends to be more of a cycle. If you will allow me, I would do a short skit on this matter. Let's make a radical change! I object to this change! Oh, we don't want to step on any toes. Let's go ahead and adjust it again. Yeah, they do this from the top over and over again until they come to a resolution or an end of the COP scenario that is generally speaking kind of lackluster. I followed it for a few years and then I was like, and kind of moved on with life. The reason why I am covering this particular one, even though it felt similar in my humble opinion, they did resolve for the first time that oil is a contributing factor to climate change, which after nearly 30 years of seeing hundreds of years of evidence, I kind of figured that the resolution would have happened a little bit earlier. Long story short, the resolution named Summary of Global Climate Action COP28 details, well, it actually doesn't detail much, but they did summarize some stuff. Yeah, I read the whole thing and I kind of came away with no new concrete actions. It was kind of like a list of goals with no ways to get to the goals. Like they didn't like write out, this is how we're going to get there. What makes it worse is there was no real like accountability for, like, if you missed the goal, for instance, there's no like, oh, you know, there's no finger wagging or anything like that. It's just, hey, we hope to do this because this is a problem, we want to address it. And then that's it. They don't say how they're gonna address it. They just say this is what would be nice to see, and then nothing else. So yeah, I admit it's a little bit disappointing. It more or less comes to no new concrete actions, no policies that will be enacted, no accountability for missing fairly vague promises, and beyond that little win that I mentioned earlier, it was essentially a yelling match. So yeah, long story short, yelling match with paper that came out of it. Yeah. Moving on, Aptera released another small video. This commercial type scenario involved a skateboarding gentleman named Marcelo. He was an Argentinian man who sees much of what the Aptera community sees in the company and the vehicle. The video was short and sweet, so my coverage of it will also be short and sweet, beyond the fact that I really like that Aptera is showing regular people or different types of people interacting with Aptera and hopefully bringing other people on board to the cause and to the vehicle and wanting to make reservations and the like. It's really refreshing to see, and I'm gonna need them to keep that up because, yeah. Anyway, I'm just as interested in the freedom of sharing information as the next guy. But if the information could negatively impact the business, especially if it jeopardizes partnerships that would have otherwise gone through, that's just wrong. Imagine if somebody was obsessed with sharing your personal information online, your social, your birthday, your passwords, etc. were just repeatedly shared when you asked them not to be, or you would have preferred them not to be. You would be pretty bothered, right? As would I. Yep, that's why this video is sponsored by nobody. Yeah, it's not sponsored by anybody, but that would have been cool, right? If you are advertisers that like that transition, hit me up in my email. At any rate, I will say that I have said in the comments of these videos as they occur that Aptera is giving unprecedented access to their processes and their product as a company. Very few other companies do this to the extent that Aptera is doing it. So if they lose contracts or parts, or God forbid they're inspired billionaire because of the sharing of proprietary info with people that are not supposed to have access to it, that would be a real shame. That would be pretty darn messed up. That stated, there was a section of the video which was a Q&A that Aptera Owners Club did a video about. They showed that video and talked about that kind of thing. Yeah, that one I don't have as much problem with, or really any problem with, because those are questions that Aptera did not have to answer, and they chose to allow that information to be shared with the investors, and the answers to those questions didn't seem to have any proprietary information or anything like that. I will say that the amount of proprietary information in the full video, just not including the question and answer, just the video before the question and answer, was way less, I think, in response to the first time that stuff was leaked. But yeah, chill out, man. Like, you guys know who I'm talking about here. Just don't share that stuff. Like, we're gonna lose access, and then there's just gonna be another walled off corporate entity that we wish would be more transparent. Like, yeah, just chill on that. Like, chill on that. Anyway, tax credits are getting odd. Some countries, specifically the US and Germany, are changing the way they do them. First, a little background. Germany, along with the US and many other countries in the world, offer subsidies to adopt electric vehicle technology to the average person, usually in the form of tax credits or some kind of cashback scenario. Germany decided that they wanted to end that program earlier than they said they would, leaving EV adoption inaccessible for some and a major financial strain to others. Long story short, Germany, for some reason I don't currently understand, has opted to slow EV adoption. Tesla, in response, has stated that until the end of this year, some 11 or so days from now as of this recording, they will cover the EV tax credits Germany offered by taking it off the price of their cars, or something to that effect. The US has decided that the least expensive Tesla vehicles have, I guess, too much China in their battery packs. Yeah, I'm not going to go any further into that because I believe some tomfoolery is afoot. But yeah, EV adoption may slow a little if other countries follow suit, but I mean, this thing is essentially inevitable. Like, the world as it stands is moving toward EVs, and the more that governments and what have you try to slow down the progression or the adoption of EVs, the more suspect it looks for them trying to just protect their friends that are harming the planet and or destroying ecosystems and what have you. It's just not a good look. I don't know what either Germany or the US has to gain from these particular decisions. The US, I kind of understand, in that the reason why Tesla was losing their EV credit, or half of their EV credit, was because they had too many non-American components in their battery cells, but they fixed that to some degree, and they're starting to lean more on US produced stuffs, or US manufactured stuffs, US put together stuff. Yeah, I just don't understand why why the lower range Teslas, the cheaper Teslas, lost that credit. If somebody knows the answer to that, let me know in the comments so I can quiet my conspiracy theorist mind there, because like bells are ringing in my conspiracy mind, in Jeff's conspiracy head, that's like, yeah, just excluding the cheapest vehicles that would have been the most accessible to people, that most people would have bought, sounds like a play to slow down EVs. Help me figure it out, man. Like, if you got an answer, put it in the comments. Anyway, things that I like this week. Speaking of comments, one of the things that I absolutely loved was the comment section of my last video, which, by the way, the second portion of that video, the second ideology to that video, what if Aptera does make it, is coming later this week, probably Friday or Saturday. But anyway, there was a lot of math and different ideas flowing around, and most of the conversations were very fruitful and very civil, and I appreciated that a whole lot. Keep that up, man. I'm for that energy all day long. I love learning new things, and I am never afraid to admit when I don't know the answer to something. Generally speaking, I will seek that answer if I do not have it, because I'm a person that loves absorbing information and improving based on that information. So yeah, keep it up, guys. Just fantastic job. Another thing that I liked this week was the there's like been a general bunch of shorts that Drive the Lightning has done about different questions that they've asked to Google. They're like chopping it up into snippets and whatnot. Yeah, I'm enjoying just seeing those moments again, because some of them were pretty entertaining. There's a guy that I've talked about on this channel several times at this point, Farzad Mesbahi, I believe his name is. If I mispronounced that, I am so sorry, but yeah, he has been doing a lot of great content around Tesla and different people saying different stuff about Tesla, the situation with the tax credits and things like that. He's done a lot of videos that are really cool in that respect. So I would say those videos, go ahead and check them out. Links to the stuff that I'm referencing will be in the comments as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am the Ninjaneer. If you'd like to like and or subscribe or do the other YouTubey things, please do that by clicking on the links down below or in the wherever they happen to appear, the next videos and all that kind of jazz. Thank you so much for watching. Keep the comments rolling, because again, they are amazing. Continue to be awesome, folks, and I will continue to do the same. Have a great day, and catch you next time.